What's up, fiends? Lucard here, along with Patrick from Half Cheetah Will View, and we are the Midnight Society. I think I need to update those pictures.
Yeah, I think I can get Paladin a fresh picture. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll see if I can get him like he's like attacking my hand. Like my fingers are going everywhere, and
that would be good. Yeah, going on.
Yeah. You would have got that yesterday. He was, he saw something outside, and he was pacing his window. And I came over to see what's going on there. I said, "What's up? What's up? What's up?" And he just got I was like, "All right, calm down, dude. Calm down." Here's Cheetah.
Awesome. All right, let's see. Oh, we got T Betty in the house. What's up, T Betty?
All right.
Yeah, you to me. Good morning. Kind of remember Werewolves, but not Wolfsbane. Yeah, I just kind of came up with the title and threw it out there.
All right, YouTube me's here. Good morning.
Yep.
Hi, June. Hi, Vanessa.
Mom's here. Vanessa's here. All right,
That's
the whole
right.
gang.
That's right.
And Tiffany's here too. There we go. Of course, it's Werewolf.
Of course, Tiffany would be here because we're talking about wolves.
That's right.
That's right. Though we might slip in a coyote. I mean, we could talk a little coyote and a wily coyote, a little roadrunner.
Yeah.
Throw that in there.
Well, the Pumpkin King is here.
Yep.
Echo. What's up, Echo?
Echo. That's right.
I love how the whole family gets to talk about bad horror movies. Yeah, yes.
Well, we're lucky though that this genre does not have too many bad ones. When it comes down to werewolf movies, there's not too many just movies that just out and out suck.
There's a few.
There's a few, but there's a lot of really good ones too. There's a lot of good movies with werewolves in them.
I was having a hard time trying to decide which 10.
Oh gosh, I could have did 20.
Because I got close to 20 on this list here. So yeah. Plenty of terrible werewolf movie. That's been hitting the sauce. There you go. There's a good chunk of bad ones.
You know what? That's coming from a person who has a coyote tattooed on their arm and still thinks it's a wolf. Now who was drinking the sauce when that tattoo was put on? I'll wait for that answer. Right. And then her husband Gary tells her, "Well, I don't know why you're being so upset about that. You got a fox on your on the tattoo as well." I was just like, game over, I saw her husband being like Jigsaw and just shutting the door, going, "Game over."
It's game over, man. Game over.
Yeah, game over, man. And of course, who gets yelled at? Me.
But of course. And and this is a I don't know if you can see it. This is actually a Larry Talbot shirt with his shadow as the wolf.
The wolf. See, that's a wolf. That's a real wolf right there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Vanessa. There's nothing wrong with coyotes and foxes. Hey, I say if you have tattoos like coyotes and foxes, more power to you.
I got a scorpion on my leg, so there you go.
Oh wow! All right. I just got a Yankee shirt on. Go Yankees!
Most werewolf movies are really
after they choked today.
Most werewolf movies are really detective dramas. Some of them, a lot of them are. A lot of them.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
A lot of them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Werewolves. Werewolves.
Werewolves. Let's see. Fish wolves. Yep. Actually, what did I see? I actually saw there was one called Werewolf. There's a creature feature.
Oh, Werewolf. Yeah.
Remember that one? It had Casper Van Dien in it. God, that's really.
Oh,
I'm
well,
not so sure I should be. I'm not so sure I should say that with being proud of saying that or that I know that. I just remember when I saw that, I was going like, oh,
well, I'm pretty
you know
sure
what?
that's from our friends, the Asylum,
I'm sure it was.
and since the Asylum is here, Echo's
That's
here as
right.
well.
Nicholas here. Yeah. Casper Van Dien, the mark of quality. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I can't. You know what? I can't. I can't really. I can't really. Yeah. Well, though he does elevate it. Though he does elevate the movie. I mean, I'll give him that much. I mean, when you see him, you're gonna watch it.
Yeah, yeah, he may run the risk of being the next Daniel Baldwin though, and being in all the Dollar Tree movies.
He hasn't been in that many Dollar Tree movies, Al.
But he might be coming. He might be coming up in the next wave.
Shit. No. There's no way Eric Roberts is giving up his title as being Dollar Tree Theater King.
I don't know. Daniel Baldwin's creeping up on him. I don't know.
Did you get some Daniel Baldwin movies?
I got about 2 or 3 of them on my shelf, ready to watch.
I know one of them was Crossbreed. I know. I saw that. I saw that on Tubi. But that's Brandon Flagel. I'm sure that movie's going to be fun.
Which one?
Crossbreed. He did a movie.
I'm pretty sure I have that one somewhere.
Patrick just likes poking fun at her tattoo.
Yeah, Crossbreed.
I hope you're not just putting me into that. That's not me. That's also your husband. Your husband even agreed with me. And then he said that you had a fox. I didn't say that. He said that. But foxes are cute. I mean, they chirp and stuff. I mean, you could type in foxes on YouTube and see a lot of cute foxes, little foxes running around and with their owners and chirping and stuff like that. No, the person who tattooed your arm started it. He tattooed a coyote on your arm. I just pointed it out. That's all. That's what happens with you. That's what happens. Good times. How was your week, man? Did you? We need to talk about your big win.
Oh yeah, from Friday.
Hell yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
So
we were guests.
Yeah.
On the Video Tasties channel, and we did the top 10 ghost movies that are not part of a franchise. And I should actually probably drop that link in the chat later because it was a good time. It really was.
It really was. It really was a good.
Gareth is a great dude, and we had a blast on his channel. All 3 of us had a top 10, and we did from 10 to 1, and we had the chat vote on who won each round. And
that's right.
Yeah, it was a really good time.
I was really surprised. I finished only a point behind him in your score. I was surprised. I thought I needed the binoculars to see him, second place. I was pretty happy. Yeah. But you absolutely destroyed us.
I did because I have impeccable taste, Patrick.
Well, I wouldn't. I would say that, but I have to say too that the other chat was just like sort of like I don't know. They missed out. I mean, I thought you and I threw out quality movies that nobody really knew, or some that did. Yeah. I thought we did really well. I threw out mostly IFC Midnight movies. Now you knew going in that a lot of, just about everybody there was not going to be seeing the list that I had. I knew that, and they didn't disappoint me. But after it was all said and done, I did see a lot of the chats sitting there going, "I'm going to go check those movies out," and that's really all I. That's really what I wanted.
Yeah, and that show is actually a really good way to discover new movies too, because I noticed on some of the other ones there was a couple of movies that I was even like, oh, I haven't seen that. I really do need to watch that.
Yeah, and I thought you and I both brought out the guns. You brought out Criterion. I brought out ISC Midnight. I mean, we were rocking it as far as the quality goes. We weren't just throwing out the usual suspects. and that's really what I was proud about.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing when people come out there and when they do a top 10 list. I mean, it's gotten to the point where when I do a top 10 list, I purposely make my list obscure because I want to have a chance to talk about those other movies that don't get talked about a lot, or you have to be discovered.
Yeah.
Uh,
Exactly.
I was happy for Gareth for finishing second. I got to be honest with you, I was happy because I thought his list was solid, and he works really hard at that series, and it is a little bit of a popularity contest. I didn't feel that with us when you and I were doing that. I did not feel that, which is why we didn't have a judge, because I didn't want it to be biased.
Well,
And
it was even better. I think the way we did it, have the chat vote, because
I like
it was more fair.
I thought so too, and they were dead honest. I mean, it was on Garrett's territory in front of his fans,
Yeah.
but you and I both got rewarded for it. They were looking at our movies and going like, "Hell yeah, I'll vote for Gareth, or I'll vote for Patrick or Al." It was great. There wasn't a biased judge in there. Because it takes the fun away. It really
Yeah.
does.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was a good time. It's usually a good time. I've done a bunch of watch-alongs with him as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's always a blast.
Yeah, I gotta go ahead and give him my pick for Andy Sedaris. So when I come back in September, I can come back ready to watch an Andy Sedaris film with him. Because we watched the first one. Well, we watched the first one. We watched Malibu Express, and just had an absolute blast with it. I told him, says, because they were doing a contest, they're doing a game, they're doing a top 10 action films, and I told him, says, if I had known that you were doing it, I would have told you to put 10 Andy Sedaris films up there, and you would have walked away with the win. It would have been a one-turn knockout.
Very true.
Die Hard. Okay. Savage Beach. Oh yeah, has Julie Strain in it? Yeah, all right, I'm going with that,
Indeed.
Stephanie says the fur is going to fly. That's right. The fur is going to fly. The fur and fleas. That's right, because everybody knows where.
And the blood claws.
That's right, blood claws. Here in the horror corner.
That's what we should talk about some of the worst werewolf movies as well.
We haven't done a worst show yet.
We haven't. We should.
We should.
We really should.
I'm gonna point up Screen 6 and Halloween Ends as my first two. I'm just gonna throw that up there because just because
there is a bit of an overkill on both. Yes.
Oh, it's so over. It's you know what? They're so overkill. I expect them when they finally do hit the theaters. It's not gonna be Michael Myers, the Ghostface. It's gonna be the Mummy, because that's how old it's gonna be. They're gonna be pounded to dinosaur dust. Hi, Nanette. How are you? Glad you're here.
Hello.
We are talking about werewolves tonight. We have several well-known wolf lovers in the house. Also, coyote lovers, roadrunner lovers, fox lovers.
It all counts. It's all on the fam.
Did you know how the werewolf started?
I do not.
So in most of the werewolf movies, you always see our victim gets bit. Like they get bitten by some other else who's been a werewolf. Full moon comes out and they get bit, and then when the next full moon comes out, they turn into a werewolf and this and that.
Right.
The original werewolf started out in Rome, the term werewolf, and it was done by a male who controlled his shape-shifting ability. So he became a werewolf on his own will. He wasn't bitten by any creature or anything. He just became a werewolf. He would shapeshift, and because most of the werewolf stories we'll be talking about, it's been done by either a mad scientist or the person's been bitten. or whatnot. It's very few movies ever deal with shapeshifters. Um, let's see. My stomach is bothering me, but I'm okay. Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, werewolf movies are awesome.
I
Let's
just
see.
started playing the Quarry. Just started playing it. So far, I'm loving it.
What there werewolf? Is there werewolves in that?
I guess there will be.
Well, I think Tiffany just mentioning that. And the
Yeah,
new game, The Quarry, the first was a male as well. The first werewolf.
yeah,
I want to see what a werefox looks like.
yeah. I'm only on like I think I'm on the end of the second chapter. So yeah, I got a long way to go.
So, so that's werewolf movies. They're one of the oldest genres as far as motion pictures go. I mean, the very first werewolf movie was made in 1913,
Yeah,
and yeah, and it was Universal. So Universal was they were making creature features, monster movies as early as 1913. Um, Unfortunately, that's what it was called. The movie was called The Werewolf. It's the first werewolf movie, and the first werewolf in that movie was not a male but a female. She was changed into a werewolf by her mother, who was a witch, a Navajo witch. Uh,
nice. Look at you
Unfortunately,
dropping knowledge
that's right. That's what you
from
get here
knowledge.
in the Midnight Society. Uh, but unfortunately, the print, they only had one print. It was destroyed in a fire, so it's been lost forever. But it was an 18-minute short film. And
That's such a shame. It's such a shame. All those early movies are lost. Oh, that just breaks my heart.
all those TV shows too.
Yeah,
All those TV shows that never got put to tape. All the live shows that that it was just there's no. They're all gone. They're just all gone. Once they were done, they would just erase the tapes, or or they were destroyed by poor keeping. You couldn't keep well, in the safe or vault or whatnot, and they're all lost. Um,
yeah.
let's see. Yeah.
Well, back to the Quarry just for a second. I will occasionally do a pop up on Twitch and play. So follow me on Twitch if you want to check out the Quarry. So yeah, let's see. See, Hobbs watched a movie called The Quarry, and it was awful. Was it from the Dollar Tree? Or
There was two of them. There's two Quarry movies. I got one with Michael Shannon was in it.
oh,
I got that from
well, he's
Family
good.
Video before it closed.
Yeah.
I don't know how it is. I haven't watched it yet. And I did see a Quarry at the Dollar Tree, but I don't know. I don't know if I picked that up or not.
Well, Michael Shannon's always excellent. So
Yes.
even if the movie sucks, he'll be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. He hasn't done too many movies like that, thank God.
Yeah.
He's pretty much every movie he's been in has been pretty solid. Um, yeah, he's definitely someone to keep an eye out. When you see his name on the box, you definitely want to pick it up.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, Mom, don't worry. We'll be getting to Larry. Don't worry.
um, yeah, The Brotherhood of the Wolf. That is an amazing movie. I was going to put it on my list, but I decided I wasn't going to do that. I want to do something just a little bit different.
That's one
But
of my honorable mentions. Yes.
okay, Brotherhood of the Wolf is a magnificent film. Yeah, that's the movie that just led me to believe that only European directors, for some reason, I cannot tell you, but it seems like only European directors know how to use Monica Bellucci. American directors do not know what to do with her.
Agreed.
Every It's frustrating. It's
Yep.
frustrating as hell because it's like she's a really good actress, and it's like she
Fabulous.
comes over here and they don't know what to do with her.
Mm-mm. Nope.
Um, I got three of her films. No, I got more than that. I got 4 that I know of, top of my head. I have Marlena, I have Irreversible, Brotherhood of the Wolf, and the Stone Council, plus the Matrix movies, but I don't really count that. But yeah, she's a really fine actress.
Yeah, she is. And Bram Stoker's Dracula. She was one of the brides.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah.
Just stunning lady. Um, let's see. I like the games where you make the choices. Yep. I can't do video games, Al. I don't know why.
Just some people just it's just not their thing, you know.
Football. I could play football and I could play baseball, and that's about it. That's get me on Madden and turn me loose. Yeah,
Well, that counts.
They're supposed to be bringing back college football, but I don't have the system for it. So, but I'm just glad they're bringing it back. It's like, but the thing is too that really gets me is like before, you would especially for sporting games, you could buy the game, you could take it home, put it in there, put it on yourself on franchise mode, and just play. Now these games come and you buy the games and you go home and then you got to upload them. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes takes hours to upload it, and it's just like whatever until the time where you just got home, open it up, put it into your system, hit play, and 10 minutes later you're torching the Bengals for a touchdown.
Yeah. Well, when I bought the Query a week or two ago, I went and popped it in because I knew it was going to be a 2-hour update before I could even play the damn thing.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'll play it later. I'm gonna stick it in now so I can play it later.
Right? Yeah, just so you can play it later.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think is it an Xbox 5 or a PS5? PS is up to PS5, right? Is it PS5?
Yeah, PS5. I don't even know what the Xbox one is anymore.
Because I have a PS2 player still.
I got a PS4, but that's as up to date as I am is 4, and I also have a Switch, but it's really hard to stream on a Switch. So
yeah, I see because since see YouTube me says Xbox XS is the latest. I heard it's coming back. I'm not sure.
That's actually pretty funny. XS, it's like too much.
I heard the system that's coming back, so I'm not sure how much credit. I just heard this. Reading one of those sites, but I hope it comes back because it was my first system that I ever got, and that was the Dreamcast.
Yeah, Dreamcast. Yeah.
So I used to play. My wife and I used to play Army Soldiers on that. The little plastic green men, Army Soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
Cisa just absolutely kicked my ass. She did. She kicked my ass in that game. The only chance I ever had was I used a flamethrower, and that was it. That was the only thing I could do. Because then it's like that's no skill though. Anybody could do that. But she would use snipers and stuff like that, and counterattacks and all the other stuff, and she just kicked my ass. Yeah, well, yeah, that was fun.
Vanessa used to kick my ass at the table matches on the WWE games.
Oh, really?
And because I could not figure out how to freaking do it. I just could not figure it out for the life of me. And like she figured it out, and so she killed me like every time.
So did she when she was getting set up to drive you through a table? Did she look at you and say, "Devon, get the tables," and then take your ass through the table? That would rock. That would rock.
When I get the tables for dinner sometimes, so that is exactly the verbiage that we use. Yes.
Yep. Oh my God! Hi, Katie.
People streaming the crap out of N64 games. Oh, on emulators. Okay, yeah, I can see that.
That was a fun stream yesterday on Katie's channel, Popping the Popcorn. She had Carrie Crave Cinema and Sassy Jennifer Tochi. They were talking about Crimson Peak, and then we went crazy off the rails and had a really fun time. That was fun last night.
That tends to happen.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't. I don't know how people. Huh?
I said kind of like right now, in a way.
Are we monologuing? Hi, I'm Syndrome.
There you go.
Oh, you caught me monologuing. Oh shit! That's my favorite part about that movie, The Incredibles. He says, "Oh, you almost caught me monologuing." Oh,
yeah,
I love that line.
Whenever I was against Vanessa, those did not end up on Botchamania. No, those did not, because the table's always broke. Shout out to Botchamania.
Oh yeah, that's a hilarious channel.
Oh my god, I love Botchamania. love
my god, the language is so they pick it up so crystal clear too.
They do. I don't know what they do. I mean, they must have some kind of amplifier or something.
Yeah, it must be, because I'm sitting there and it's like, all right, flip me. It's like, wait a minute, what do you mean flip? Oh shit, you mean this is fake? Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm disillusioned. Before we get started, I got to talk about the other fun thing that happened to us this week, because I told him I was going to be talking about it. And that is Eric from Hey Internet. It's Eric here, who sat in with us with our Adam Marcus interview. He did a Shark Week on his channel this week, and he did the Jaw series, and he did 47 meters down, and he did Ouija Shark.
What a collection!
I know. I'm going like, man. I told him, man, this is top notch entertainment you've got here, and he was going to do a watch along with Shark Exorcist, and he was going to do that on a Saturday, but he said, well, thank God that SummerSlam was on Saturday, so he didn't have to go through that. but he did go through Ouija Shark, and I was really impressed about that. His review took 25 minutes.
Almost as long as the movie.
That's what I told him. I said, you have a lot to say about that movie. Once again, super psyched up that Ouija Love is getting the love that it deserves.
You gotta love low budget little indie movies.
Vanessa says, predetermined, not fake.
It is not fake, yes.
No. Yeah. I was reading what happened. I was reading the synopsis of what happened, and wrestling is the male version of a soap opera. I mean, a woman can sit and watch General Hospital. What's Luke and Laura doing today? Okay, come back a year later. What's Luke and Laura doing today? And by God, if it isn't the same for wrestling.
Oh yeah. Definitely. 100%. It is a male soap opera. For sure, just with punching and kicking involved.
And what's up with Edge? I mean, I guess he went away. Last time I saw him, he was a heel. And the last time, then he got hurt again, I guess, right, or something like that. And then he comes back yesterday, and he's a face again. And it's like, wait a minute, they just turned him heel. Now I'm starting to, getting flashes of the Big Show.
I'm about to say he's getting the Big Show syndrome.
The Big Show is the only guy I know take a walk from the gorilla position down to the ring and do a change, do a face heel change, 10 times while he's walking down.
Indeed. Indeed.
He goes around, he turns around to look at the crowd. By the time he completes the circle, he's gone from a face to a heel to a face to a heel to whatever.
That would be epic if that actually happened. If he walked out and and then they'd be boo.
Oh my gosh, he has the most changes of anybody. I don't even think I changed clothes as many times as he changes between face and the heel.
Here you go. This true though, Vanessa. Edge now looks like the old man at the beginning of a horror movie who warns people.
Yeah, Crazy Ralph.
He does. He does look like he does.
Yeah, Crazy Ed.
Now I don't keep up with the WWE product anymore. It's just gotten so bad I can't even watch it anymore.
Sure.
But I do watch AEW. I do watch Impact. I do watch New Japan. So I'm still watching. I'm just not watching the one everybody else is watching.
I watch AEW for one person.
Who's that?
I watch it for Taz because Taz is the shit.
I love
Taz.
that.
Taz is a great announcer.
Yeah.
He really is. He's a really great announcer. I think that's his calling. When he got hurt, he had to retire and became an announcer.
Yep.
That was the best.
Oh yeah.
He's really good at it.
He's very good. And actually, I have a funny story. In 97 or 98, I don't remember which year it was. I think it was 98. They had an ECW pay-per-view come down to New Orleans. So I got tickets. And when they went on sale, they actually had Tommy Dreamer and Taz doing pictures and autographs for free. You just had to get in line. So I went and I met Taz and Tommy Dreamer. And at the time, Taz had the FTW belt. So he actually let me hold the belt in the picture. So I'm holding the belt. I got 6'4" Tommy Dreamer on my left and 5' nothing Taz on my right. And I'm holding the belt in the middle. It was awesome.
Taz looks like a fire hydrant.
Dude, his arm was bigger than my head. Like I was like, yeah, nobody's gonna screw with you, are they?
No. He's got that low gravity. I mean, you're not gonna knock him down. You're just not.
I mean, he was barely taller than me because I'm short. I'm only 5'7", so I'm short. But like, yeah, he's like 5'9" maybe. So but Tommy Dreamer was a freaking monster. He's like 6'4",
Yeah, he was like 300 pounds too, wasn't he?
Yeah, real big dude. Close. It had to be close. He had to be close to 3.
That's awesome. I did not know your wife was. I didn't know that she was a big wrestling fan. That's cool.
Indeed. We watch AEW together every week.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
Almost as cool as us talking about some werewolves.
Almost.
I was actually supposed to be covering a werewolf movie today, but that's the reason why we're doing werewolves, because the ISC Midnight Nights, we were supposed to be doing Werewolves Within, but circumstances came up and we had to postpone our show.
Yeah, I was wondering what happened there. I didn't get a chance to ask you earlier.
Yeah, Mike, American Werewolf from New Jersey, he was supposed to be hosting the show, but he got a new job, and he's working 3 to 11. So, and then Ben got sick. He got the big C, the big COVID. He's still recovering from that, and it was just like, I didn't think he was gonna make it. So we just said we're gonna push it back, and to August, and David's Horror is gonna host it. I'm just not sure if we're still doing Werewolves or we're gonna be doing The Wretched. Either fine with me. I want to see them both. So
yeah.
That'll be the end of August when that happens. So
okay, cool.
And then I'm excited because that'll mean Ben will be up, and then I'll be up, and then Mary will be up, and around we go.
There you go. The whole crew back together.
That's right. Round table assemble. Oh, or should I say Avengers assemble? So werewolves are fun. I gotta say, it's one of my favorite genres, but it's also a very hard genre in the fact that werewolves are they're almost sort of like found footage genre. Because
kind of, I see that.
Pretty much at the end of the movie, they're gonna be dead. That's the first thing going into it. Is like a werewolf movie never has a happy ending.
Very few. Yeah, very few. Yeah,
very few. Some do, and including one that I I did sleep on, and once I really embraced the concept of what the creator wanted, now I'm hyped because I really want to see another movie. I would really like to see another movie now that I truly understand what the movie was about. And I knew when we get, we'll talk about it because it's actually it's on my list. We'll talk about it a little bit more. Um, Transformation scenes are important.
Oh yeah, transformation scenes are very important, and like I said, it does cost money to make a believable looking werewolf for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean sometimes there's some werewolf movies they don't have the actual, they don't have the American Werewolf in London. They don't have that kind of transformation, but what they do, they'll show they'll show a transformation of some sort, and then you'll see the creature necessarily. Maybe you'll see them off screen, and you hear the bones cracking and everything else, right, because they can't afford to do the actual visual effect. But you still can get a practical costume, and the costume could look amazing. And there's a couple of movies we could talk about that they did that. They went that route, and it worked. It worked very, very well for them. But yeah, I mean, I guess when it comes down to changing, that movie still, though I have to admit, even though it was CGI, it still really rocked hard for me. It's the best CGI transformation, and that is Van Helsing. Dude,
oh, that damn movie!
I love that movie. That movie's so cool, except for the last 5 minutes. What?
I hate that movie. I can't stand Van Helsing.
Yeah, well, I know why though. You and I both know why you can't stand it. And let's just be honest. Why?
Well, I mean, Van Helsing is my enemy. So
yeah, that's right. That's right. See, I knew that. See, I knew that was coming into play. I was thinking, wow, why would he hit that? Well, of course, because the bats are getting pounded. Yeah, they are. Werewolf movies are sad. I mean, for the most part, they're sad because they're like
99% of them. Yeah,
it's like 95% of a werewolf movie's always gonna have a sad ending, like a found footage movie.
Except for Teen Wolf.
Except for Teen Wolf. Best transformation scene is from season 1 of Hemlock Grove. Oh, I'll have to take a look at that.
I have the first season of Hemlock Grove, but I haven't watched it.
I have the first season of Hemlock Grove. I have not watched it.
Yeah.
Damn. When did Twin Powers activate?
There you go.
And of course, I'm not surprised that Tiffany has it. I bet Tiffany has a lot of, I bet she has a lot of werewolf movies.
I'm about to say, we should have invited her up.
Well, I was hoping we invite her up when we look at our Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner. You could do a show just based on those two.
Oh yeah. Oh, easy. All right. So do we want to do our top 10?
We can. Do you want to do a honorable mention? I got one, which I
honorable mentions. I have a few.
Okay, why don't you do yours? I got one, which I pretty much told my one. So why don't you do your honorable mentions, sir?
Okay. So my honorable mentions, I'm going to mention. Let's see. Should I do them in year order? Let's see. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do it with the oldest first. Curse of the Werewolf, the Oliver Reed movie. Hammer.
Was it only honorable mention because he was drunk, or was he sober?
I'm not sure with that one, but it actually is a pretty good little movie.
That'd be a good show right there. And top 10 Oliver Reed movies where he was sober.
Are there 10?
That would be a short show though.
I'm about to say I don't know if there are 10.
What if we put for that? What do we put? Oh, I know we could put Oliver Reed, Robert Shaw, Michael Madsen.
Oh Lord.
I'm trying to think of Richard Harris had a good reputation.
Mm-hmm.
We could do like top 10 of their movies that they were sober in.
That would last about 3 minutes.
Okay.
I think that would last about 3 minutes. Yeah. Let's see. I also put even though it's a comedy, I love it, and it's stupid. It's low budget, but it's a movie called My Mom's a Werewolf.
Yeah, that's a fun movie.
That's a fun ass movie.
Yeah,
Check it out. It's a lot of times it is on YouTube if you do want to check it out.
that's right.
But super fun, and even has a little
That's a little horror in it.
what's her name? Allison Hannigan's in it from Buffy.
That's right.
Yeah,
But of
she's
course,
like,
but you know the big
13,
calling part,
14.
right?
Wait, what's that?
You know the main reason that movie made my list, by the way.
Awesome.
It did. But that's because you know why, right?
Why is that?
Because it had Roper in it from Enter the Dragon.
Yes, it did. Indeed, it sure
I bet,
did.
I bet you can't turn into a werewolf. Want to bet? What?
So yeah, we'll talk about that more when we get to it on your list.
That's right.
I also put the first Underworld movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that series.
And I actually need to watch them. I don't think I've watched them all. I think I tapered off after the third one. I really need to catch up.
Kate Beckinsale, that's her best thing she's ever done.
Oh yeah, I think so. And then my other honorable mention is another comedy. Just because I love it so much is Wolf Cop.
Wolf Cop.
I love it. It's stupid. It's great, but it's great.
Tiffany agrees with what? My mom's a werewolf. My friend's a werewolf. My friend in Pennsylvania is a werewolf.
And actually, T. Betty just brought up another one. I should probably add to my honorable mention list too. I Am Lisa was really good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Kate Beckinsale was perfectly cast. Yeah, she played Celine. She's beautiful in that movie.
Yep.
Wes is sitting there saying, "Hi, Wes." Wes is sitting there.
Wes, what's going on, buddy?
Cool.
Heck yeah.
Bones is sitting here going, "Ow, oh, yo." Okay, I thought he said, "Ow."
Yo. Hey yo.
Yo.
In the heezy.
All
right. So what's your honorable mention?
My honorable mention was the first werewolf movie, the first Universal. I almost want to say this is the first Universal movie.
I wish there was still a copy around, man. It's so heartbreaking.
It really is. That's because you think about. I mean, you think of all the Universal monster movies, and just to find out that there was actually one that predated even those, it's exciting. To sit there and go like, wow, they were really ahead of the game. I mean, they truly were. Universal set the table for us having horror in this country. I mean, when you come
absolutely.
Without them, our horror movies would have been totally different. Our development in the genre would have been totally different. But the Universal monsters are definitely immortal.
Absolutely.
And I'm excited because, I am excited because this year is the year. Well, unless they're inside that big ass tote that I just got, right? That could happen. I might have them in there. I don't know. All I know is I got this humongous, huge ass tote today. I got another tote from my buddy from Catfish. I have no idea. I'm scared. I'm scared. Hold me out. It could be 1,000 movies in that. I'm not even kidding you.
That's awesome, man.
Hi, Jennifer.
The Toach is in the house.
The sassy Jennifer Tochi's in the house. That's right. She was sassy yesterday. I'll tell you that much.
And the lovely Miss Betty J. Gathers up in the house as well.
Hi, Betty.
She knew we were talking about the older movies, so she had to stop by. See?
You know what though? I did a pop-up last night. We're in there talking, and then she comes up there and says, "Yeah, I heard Patrick's voice." I'm like, "Oh man, that's just like, that's just like, oh my god!" I had to come see what was going on. I'm going, "Oh man, I don't want anybody waking up to come listen to me run my lip." Glad you guys are all here tonight.
Yes, thanks so much.
We're just now getting into our list. So you guys came at a perfect time. And so yeah, so that's my honorable. Well, you know what? Okay, I can do one more. I can do one more.
All right, what you got? What you got?
Okay, because we didn't get a chance to talk about it. But doesn't mean we can't talk about it.
That's right.
That's right. Stop me if you heard this before, Al, because you probably have, right?
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to talk about Werewolf Within.
I'm surprised that's not your number one.
No, not yet. But this is why I did want to talk about this. This is an IFC midnight release. Top quality.
I actually do want to see it. Yeah, I actually do have a copy. I just haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, I got my copy. I got my copy at the library for 50 cents. I was like so happy to get it.
You can't beat that.
No.
50 cents.
No.
I see Midnight Movie. There you go.
I just want them to release all the ones that they haven't released yet. I just want them to hit the shelves so bad. They released so many great movies as lately, and I have never got a chance at them. So, Vanessa's shocked that I would mention the ISC. I have a feeling my ISC collection has been the talk of the house over there, Al.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry. This is Werewolves Within. So this came out last year, and it stars Sam. Let's see, what was his name? Sam. I think it's Sam. Sam Richardson. He's the main star right here, and then the girl from the AT&T commercials, Milana Weintraub. She's plays his partner, and they're trying to catch a werewolf. So it's supposed to be really funny. It's supposed to be a little bit of a comedy, dark comedy in there, but it's supposed to be really, really fun. Heard nothing but good things about it. And I was actually glad to see that girl in a movie for a change, because I know she's an actress, but I have never seen her in any movies. I've only seen her doing those AT&T commercials. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, well, now she's able to act a little bit and show off her skills.
Yeah, that's cool.
So those are my two honorable mentions.
And we got the Mr. Kaiju in the house. Casey is here.
That's right.
Are there any werewolf kaiju?
As a matter of fact, there is.
Yeah.
And there is a wolf man, and he was actually supposed to be a wolf man. He was actually supposed to be fighting Godzilla. It was supposed to be a giant kaiju wolf man, and actually saw some test footage of that.
Oh, yeah.
And I think there is a small footage. There's still, I'm not sure if it's on. I don't know if it's on YouTube or not, but there's supposed to be like a 20-minute cut footage scene.
Oh, I'm gonna look
but it never went anywhere. And I think someone made a fan movie out of it.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see that. Legendary giant beast Wolfman versus Godzilla.
Yeah.
There you go. Wow. Yeah, that's awesome.
So I knew that. I definitely knew that.
I'm definitely gonna look for more of that later.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see that. Ralph from Rampage, Wolfman versus Godzilla. The footage is on YouTube.
Okay. Made in Toho Studio. Wow.
Wow.
Oh yeah, so it's like legit, kind of.
So Toho actually gonna let them? Wow, because Toho is like, dude, man, you can't even. I mean, they're sort of like Governor Tarkin in Star Wars, with the sand in the fist. When it comes down to letting their footage, get on YouTube, either you're paying for it or you're not getting it.
Mm.
It's like Godzilla clips are really hard to get on YouTube.
Yeah.
I know. Right? Yeah. Toho is legendary. I mean, it's almost like they have people deliberately looking. Seriously, what do you do? What do you do for a job? Well, I sit and I look at YouTube all day and look for dumbasses uploading Godzillas.
Somebody's got to do it, right?
That's right. Why not? It's a good job, lucrative.
Hey, if I could grab a gig like that, I might.
Right. Luckily for us, though, there's plenty of movies with bats in them and cats in them. So
There are. We definitely need to do a bat list and a cat list.
yeah,
For a
yeah,
future
we're gonna work
episode.
on. I'm
We
gonna work
will.
on.
That'll come eventually. I promise you. I promise, folks. I promise.
Right. We have plans. Oh, we have plans. Uh,
Indeed.
you want to start off with your first 10, or you want me to start off with mine?
You go.
All right. So my number 10 is Werewolf of London. That's right.
All right. All right. All right.
1935. 1935. There's Jennifer saying bats rule. That's right. I want you to keep saying that when they bite you and give you bubonic plague.
There you go. Werewolf of London, right there.
Where now that there it is, 1935. So that's a great early movie.
It is.
And no American in it. So there's no American Werewolf in London at that time. It's just a Werewolf of London. Now I'm not sure if that was inspired. The movie was inspired by that movie. The American Werewolf in London was inspired by Werewolf in London, but there was a Werewolf in London before David Naughton.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed. Indeed. Oh, Michael's here. Hello, Michael. How are you?
Michael. Greetings. We got 21 in the house. 20 in the house. Don't forget to hit the like button, please. That would be awesome for us. And glad you guys are here. I appreciate it so much. So, Werewolf in London. The origin of the werewolf in that movie was not the typical. It was not your typical, werewolf thing. It was a man he was in Taipei, and he is a botanist, and he got bit by a bat, bit by a werewolf, and then but the cure wasn't the usual ending. Werewolf you have to kill the person who bit you in order to be broken. The cycle will be broken. With him, the twist was he was actually looking in Taipei for a plant, and the plant that he's looking for is the very same plant that can save his life. So that was an interesting twist in that he was not bitten and turned into a werewolf. He was by the normal means, and the way he could break the cycle was through botany. I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah. It is totally different than what you expect, especially when you're used to all the werewolf lore and whatnot. Now it's completely different. So yeah, no, that definitely a very good pick. I do recommend that one as well.
Nanette saying she has not seen Werewolf in London. Now, how is your copy out? Who put your copy out? Was that a public domain copy, or is that part of a collection?
Mine's part of the Universal Wolfman collection.
Okay. So, did you get that through Hamilton by chance? I know Hamilton's still in the collection.
No, I bought all those Universal ones when they came out.
Okay.
Like full price usually.
Zoinks. You might be able to get that movie in October, Nanette, because I know that Universal every October they put out those monsters, those classic monsters. They put them all out for Halloween. So yeah. And cheap for $5. A lot of them are just $5, $5 bin movies.
It's that's a good time to buy movies.
Yeah, very very good time.
Yeah.
Okay, so there we go. What do you got for your number 10?
Okay, so it's not part of this collection, but I'm going to show it because of the actor. But my number 10 is actually Mark of the Wolfman, aka Frankenstein's Bloody Terror, starring Paul Naschy.
Oh, the legendary Spanish star.
Then he's basically the Spanish Lon Chaney. Yeah, and Mark of the Wolfman is his first werewolf movie that he did. It came out in, I believe, 1968. And it's basically kind of his character is Count Valdemar Daninsky. I always have trouble pronouncing it. But he's basically attacked by a wolf and becomes one. And there's also vampires involved and all kind of craziness. Um, I I actually had a trouble deciding which one I wanted to put on, so I just ended up putting the first one.
Okay.
But they're all pretty good. They're not like super connected. Yeah, he plays the same character, but they're all kind of standalone movies. Like they're not connected because he kind of dies in all of them, and in most of them.
I wonder if does he die? As he dies, does he turn to the camera and say, "I'll see you in the next one"?
Pretty much. But they're all fun. And they're very very European. Like they're like they're very much not American. Um, but yeah, super fun. If you like werewolf movies or werewolves, you need to check out Paul Nash because he played him I think like 12 times or something. Like there's a ton of movies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
ton of.
he was probably the top Spanish horror star for decades, if I'm not
Oh yeah.
mistaken.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, he was in the he's basically the Spanish equivalent of Peter
Christopher Lee.
Cushing, Christopher Lee, Vincent Price, all that rolled into one. Like that's Paul Nash.
Let's see. Hobbs is mentioning that it is on Hamilton Book. Okay. Not hard to find at all. Okay, there you go. I do think the Hamilton Book does sell a Universal Monster Collection. Isn't it? I think it sells for like I want to say it was like $20 maybe.
All right.
Bones is sitting there going, we're boggling. Hell yeah, I'd like to see that.
So I'm gonna put for each of our 10, I'm gonna put a poll up in the chat, and you can vote on which one you like better.
Okay. Well, what do we put the first poll up for our number 10 then?
I am typing it out right now.
All right.
All right. Because I have no idea what's on your list, and you have no idea what's on my list.
No. I have to say this over too, because it seems like a lot of people think that a lot of shows are scripted. What me and Al do is not scripted. We don't talk about this. We just come here and do the show. So what you're hearing, what you're seeing is the first for us, just as it is first for you. Yep. So you got Werewolf of London and The Mark of the Werewolf Man. All right, this should be pretty action packed, I'm thinking.
Yeah, it should be good stuff. I'm looking forward to it. They're both great movies. You can't really go wrong with either one.
No, these are 20 winners. That's really all it comes down to. It's 20 winners.
They really are.
You take nothing but the best. This is all quality entertainment. There won't be any what's a bad werewolf movie or a Wolfman movie?
What's a bad one? Oh God, wait, what's that one? There's one with Scott Valentine. I can't remember the name. Night Wolf or Night Fang, something like that. God, that's an awful movie.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, it's bad. Yeah, I saw it on one of the B movie channels that I like to watch on Roku, and yeah, it's a winner.
All right,
it is a winner. All right, let's see how the poll's going here. All right.
Wow.
Oh wow, we got 10 votes so far. We got 10 votes so far.
10.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
50-50. See, 50-50. The people here, they just love wolf. They love werewolves. That's for sure.
Absolutely. You know what? Actually, I think I would have a hard time deciding between these two, honestly.
Yeah, because I know who Paul Nash is. That's probably a lot. The movie I picked is from 1935, so a lot of people didn't get a chance to see that, and then a lot of people probably don't really know who Paul Nash is. So it's a great opportunity to discover two great movies. In your case, a great movie star. I remember back when I grew up, when we had independent TV stations, they would play a lot of Paul Nash movies. I knew who Paul Nash was before I even watched any of his movies.
Yeah. All right, let's see. All right, we got another vote, so I guess I'll end it. All right, so we got a winner. This
No,
Mr. Paul Nash, he wins
Paul Nashi.
54 to 45%. There
But
you
there's
go.
yep, all right.
All right, wasn't Scott Valentine in My Boyfriend is a Demon? I think he was. I think he
Yeah,
was.
yeah, he had a tail sticking out of his head or something out of his
I
ass.
know. I also know he was in Dead Time Stories, which is fun. It's a fun little movie too, like a little anthology, a little fun anthology movie. Yeah.
Let's see.
All right.
All right. Number
Number
9.
nine.
I
Nine.
picked I picked one that isn't a werewolf per se, like a werewolf per se, but it is a wolf. But it had a changing in it, and I picked Lady Hawk.
Okay. Okay. God, I haven't seen that in forever.
Lady Hawk from 1989. It has Matthew Broderick in it, who, as many may know, married Sarah Jessica Parker, and she's not in the movie, so she's not. She didn't change in. She's not the wolf. Um, though they could have saved some money on the makeup, but was not in the movie. So it has Rutger Hauer and Michelle Pfeiffer and Matthew Broderick, and Rutger Hauer plays a knight, and Michelle Pfeiffer plays I guess the princess, and they're cursed. So that during the day, Michelle Pfeiffer is a hawk, and then at night, Rutger Hauer turns into a wolf. And it's a fantastic movie. Beautiful location. Shot it on location in Italy, and it's a beautiful movie and a lot of fun. And yeah, I really enjoyed that a lot. I even reviewed it for my blog,
Oh,
so
nice.
I really did like Lady Hawk quite a bit. I know it's not, like I said, I know it's not the traditional werewolf per se, but it does. In a sense, it is. It's because of the curse.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Absolutely. Yeah, it totally can.
I picked Lady Hawk. I really liked it. I thought the effects were really good,
Mm.
and of course, Michelle Pfeiffer and Rutger Hauer back in their prime. Matthew Broderick just getting started. So it was a really good movie.
Michelle Pfeiffer, who still looks the freaking same.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah, she looks amazing.
I don't know what that woman's doing, but she's doing something right. Yeah. So all right, Lady Hawk. I haven't seen Lady Hawk in a very long time, so I can't really comment too much. I do remember liking it. So there's that, I guess.
YouTube Me says if you include Lady Hawk, it should be number 1. Wow, that's a good one. I'm not going to argue with that.
There you go. All right, so my number 9 and is Wolf, 1994 with Jack Nicholson. Yeah. So yeah, I don't. I think everyone's seen Wolf. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, and that has doesn't that one also have
It
Michelle
does have
Pfeiffer?
Michelle Pfeiffer. So this will be a battle of Michelle Pfeiffer movies. There you go. Yeah,
that's a good movie. I have heard a lot of good things about it. I heard that it's a very strong movie, and the ending is really surprising. It turns out that how it turns out, because it's set in a modern setting. I think werewolf movies set in a modern setting are I think they're a little bit more challenged in the sense that you have to get the story over and make it more believable because you're putting it in a modern arena.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, and Lady Hawk, it turned out to be back in the old days, the knights and the sorcerer days, it's more fantasy. Whereas putting it in a modern time I think it's just more, it's just more difficult because people tend not to believe in werewolves in a modern setting. So
Tiffany's pretty sure that Michelle Pfeiffer bathes in the blood of virgins. Yes, I would not doubt it. I would not doubt that at all. But yeah, well, I mean, Wolf is it's just a really good movie. All the performances are insanely good. Jack Nicholson as a werewolf. I mean,
come on. He's not the first actor of his level to play a werewolf. In fact, we'll be talking about some of those as well. But there's been a lot of well-known stars that have played werewolves, people that you would not expect to do so. Like Rutger Hauer being, wouldn't expect to see him play a werewolf, but yet there he was, or a wolf, but there he was.
Yeah.
It is sort of embracing to see that, sort of like cool. It gives it a certain gravitas, when you see Rutger Hauer playing the part, you take it a little bit more seriously. Jack Nicholson the same way.
Right, exactly. And it like Tiffany just said too, Wolf also does have some really interesting visuals, and the cinematography is really fantastic in that movie too. So
Mm-hmm.
it's really, and actually, you know what, that probably should have been higher on my list, but there's just other movies I like more on it. But it's a very solid movie.
I know Lady Hawk, for some people, don't see it as a traditional werewolf movie, but it still had enough elements into it that you could, yeah, is it a werewolf movie? And no, it's not a true werewolf movie, but it still has the curse that turns a man from a man into a wolf, and he has to kill the man who cursed him in order to break the spell. So it very much is a werewolf movie.
Oh yeah, I would say so. I would definitely say so. Yeah, Jack Nicholson is a real wolf to begin with. Jack Nicholson acting crazy and furry seems on brand to me. Yes, indeed. All right, so let's see where the poll is. All right, at 10 votes.
I think wow, a lot of people like Wolf 1994.
Yes, indeed. All right, so I'm gonna end it there. 70%. All right, yeah, Wolf. Man, it's such a
Well,
Lady Hawks. The Lady Hawks are a fantastic pick, though. I will definitely give you that.
yeah, I
Absolutely,
liked it. I liked it a lot.
100%. In fact, I need to rewatch. Like I said, it's been a very long time.
I really liked about it. I really liked and also features another thing I forgot to mention. It featured a debut, I do believe his debut of a young Alfred Molina.
I believe you are correct. Yeah, yeah, I believe so.
That's
I believe
right.
so.
Uh, the is Lady Hawk some superhero film or something? Never heard of it. I think you're thinking about Silverhawk, Hobbs. That would be Silverhawk, and that
Mhm.
would be a superhero movie.
Silverhawk
Um,
with Michelle Yeoh.
yeah. So you're not that far wrong.
Yeah, Michelle Yeoh is amazing too, by the
Yeah, if she turned to a werewolf, I'd let her bite me.
way.
Yeah, she's amazing.
There you go.
Uh,
All right,
all
number
right.
8.
Number 8, a classic movie from the 50s. This was just got played a lot. Every time every time he saw this actor being interviewed or what have you, this movie always came up, always brought up to him.
Mhm.
Initially, he didn't really like it a lot at first, but as he got older, he ended up embracing a bit, and actually he directed some series that he did, and one of them included a story based on this movie, and that was I Was a Teenage Werewolf with Michael Landon from 1955.
That movie's epic, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a fun movie. That was Teen Wolf before Teen Wolf.
it was. It was indeed. Uh,
Uh,
and Michael Landon's really good in that movie too.
yeah, he was.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was.
really is.
Yeah, he was really. I mean, film real. He was really busy back in those days.
Yeah.
I mean, he
Was that
really was busy.
was it Roger Corman?
I believe yes, it was Roger Corman.
Yeah, yeah. You can't go wrong with the late 50s, like through the 60s Roger Corman. You just can't. Like they're all, even if they're bad, they're fun.
No.
Like all of them, love them all. Absolutely love them. Yeah.
There were some ones that he did though during those times that I would not necessarily. There's a couple they should do on riff tracks and Mystery Science Theater 3000, and they were god awful. They were
But
like,
they made it fun, didn't they?
yeah, they were cracking on it. They were crack. But the movie itself, I mean, you watch it and it's just like, oh, this is so terrible, weird, and bizarre, and a little bit too much like Ed Wood.
Yeah,
Um,
I can see that. I can see that. Well, interestingly enough, my number 8 is Teen Wolf.
Oh, that's wow, Teen Wolf. So that'll be a the originator, the original, and
The original and the next generation. Yeah, that's
right.
and I mean, anybody in the chat has not seen Teen Wolf? Do I need to explain Teen Wolf to anyone? I mean, I will if you haven't seen it. But
I like Teen Wolf. I do. I mean, I do like it. I mean, it's okay, but I mean, some of the effects and the story and dialogue, it's still fun, but I watch it now and I don't know. To me, it just didn't really. What I really remember more than anything else is the guy who played his dad,
mm-hmm.
James Hampton. I remember him more than about that movie more than any of the other coast. I know it's Michael J. Fox, and also have the gentleman who played the admiral on Top Gun, James Token. He played the principal. That's also. Was that no? I think that was him in the second one. I think he did the second one. The first one I think was another actor. But
funny story. I've never watched the entirety of Teen Wolf 2.
Really,
I've
it's
never
okay.
seen the whole thing. I've only seen clips.
I mean, it's all right because Jason Bateman's.
Yeah, it was okay. What I saw, it was all right.
Yeah, I just remember Michael J. Fox. He was he was fine. The music was cool. But I like the relationship that he had the dad with his son and the dad with his girlfriend. I mean, he was more like it was sort of weird. It's like they were almost like it was almost like their brother and sister, the way he was talking to her. He was talking to her like a dad. And it had a little bit of weird element. It had to give it a little weird vibe to it. But
I think that was by design.
It might have been.
Yeah.
But Michael J. Fox he was tailor made for him.
Oh, I love Michael J. Fox. I like even the crappy stuff he did, like like Doc Hollywood and all this other craziness that he did, But like, he's just so freaking likable.
Yeah.
Like so freaking likable. Like it's crazy. And
I don't
and
think
to me,
where you don't really like him a lot.
Yeah, and to me, it's really I lost my train of thought, but he's so good and likable, and you root for him even if you know what I mean, like every time, like, and especially in this movie, you want him to succeed in this movie the entire time. So it's just it's a fun little movie, and it's just great, and it's become a cult classic for a good reason.
Sure. Both of them are cult classics. Michael Landon, he didn't really embrace it, because people were, it became a butt of too many jokes. I was a teenage werewolf, became the butt of too many jokes, but then slowly it evolved to where people started respecting it for what it was. And Michael Landon actually started talking positive about it. And then on his series, Highway to Heaven, he did an episode of that where he paid homage to his movie. He paid, he paid tribute to I Was a Teenage Werewolf, and he did an episode based on that. And so, at the end of it, he saw people liked it, and it wasn't a butt of a joke, and people did love it, and it became a cult favorite. And so it's good to see it come back, as far as people accepting it. It's a lot of fun. It's a little bit more serious in Teen Wolf, but not all that heavy.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so we got our votes in, and it looks like Michael J. Fox wins. Teen Wolf 69%. Although that only adds up to 99, but okay, whatever.
Oh, Pops is sitting there going like, Michael J. Fox feels the same way about Teen Wolf. He really won't claim it. Wow, I did not know that.
I've heard he's not a big fan. Yeah,
wow,
I've heard that, and it's a shame because it's such a good little.
Yeah, I mean, they made the new movie, Teen Wolf. They put a dramatic spin on it, and it ran for like 3 or 4 years on MTV. And actually, it's getting a movie. It's getting a movie. The fan base for the series is fanatical.
Wow.
Yeah, you watch anything that MTV puts out on their Instagram page. You put anything they put on there, what you'll see fans going like, when are we getting another Teen Wolf series? When we get another season?
Dang.
I mean, anything they put on, you'll see all the Teen Wolfers there, just like, when are we coming? When's it coming back? When are we gonna get a movie? I mean, they don't care they don't care what Lady Gaga's doing. They just want to know when Teen Wolf is coming back. I love that kind of horror fandom.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean.
Sean's in the house.
Sean's in the house.
I also really like the Frighteners.
Oh yeah, the Frighteners is top notch.
Absolutely.
All right.
Number 7.
Number 7. So this is the pick I picked. My Mom's a Werewolf. That's right. With Susan Blakely, and of course the mighty John Saxon, playing the werewolf. How could you go along with John Saxon playing a werewolf? Smooth, handsome. I mean,
he really is kind of that is perfect casting.
It is.
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
Really is.
And like I was saying earlier, it's just a fun movie. Ruth Buzzy
Yeah.
is freaking absolutely. She was always amazing and everything.
He was really good.
Yeah, but yeah, highly recommended for sure. Like I said, that's why that one was on my honorable mention for sure. Absolutely.
And Susan, I'm not sure. I think maybe they're related or not. I wasn't sure if Susan Blakely and Ronnie Blakely were related, or if they were sisters or not. But I do know that John Saxon played opposite of both of those actresses. And he did, the werewolf with Susan, and then he did Nightmare on Elm Street with Ronnie.
Yeah. I would imagine they are related. I mean, not. I don't know. I now have to look up. So because that's going to bug the crap out of me if I don't.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, John Saxon is the perfect prototypical werewolf. Like I said, he's smooth, handsome, debonair, seductive. You could definitely see how he could, get victims without resorting to violence or anything. They came willingly, with him, and then he'd bite them and turn them into werewolves. Of course, this movie was played for mostly laughs, but it was sort of like they had the sort of ending as American Werewolf in London did, is that the ending was a little bit more heavier because you had to break the curse. So and how they did that was a little bit a tiny bit bloody, but otherwise this is a really fun movie.
All right, I don't see that they're related. It doesn't. I don't see anything anywhere. But,
I'm not sure if they were or not. I know Susan Blakely did a ton of stuff back in the day. She was a very busy actress.
All right, so I guess I now will review my number 7. My number 7 is Dog Soldiers.
Ooh.
From 2002, I think. Let's see. Yeah, 2002. It's a British film. Stars Sean Pertwee, a couple other British folks that I'm not entirely familiar with. It's directed by Neil Marshall though, it's about this squad of like British soldiers that basically have to fight off these like half man, half wolf hybrid things, and it's killer. It's a killer movie.
It is the killer. I'm buying that off of Hamilton Book. I've had it in my cart, and I'm just gonna end up getting it because I've heard so much good things about Dog Soldiers. I want to see it.
Oh, you're gonna dig it. It's good.
Yeah. It's good. It's good to see a really quality, British horror film. I mean, I know they had Hammer, but to me, it's almost like that's almost like the peak of British horror is back in the late '60s and early '70s. And I've always thought that they've told good stories, but I think what kills them is that, man, their effects are just not that good in their movies.
Yeah, and the effects in this one are quite good. And yeah, it's just I don't want to say too much about it because I'm sure probably a lot of folks probably haven't seen it, and you should. Because yeah, it's really it's just yeah.
I got warped out of here.
You did. You're frozen.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. I got frozen behind here, so yeah.
Let's see how
Sorry about
yeah,
that.
no relation. Okay, yeah, I didn't think so. Snoop Dogg soldiers, the No Limit soldiers, baby. You know,
Let me
I
see.
I am from New Orleans, so when Snoop Dogg joined the No Limit crew, that was like a real big deal, and like everybody was bumping Snoop Dogg down here when he joined No Limit. Yeah, bipedal werewolves. Yeah, they really look like a they really look yeah, it's really cool looking. Frozen's a werewolf movie. Um, you mean the one there on the ski lift? That Frozen? I still haven't seen that yet. Let's see. You may need to drop out, Patrick. Let's see. I'm gonna kick him out for a second. See if he can get his stuff together. Let's see. Dog Soldiers is quite surprising. Just wish that movie could have looked better. I thought it looked pretty good for the time that it was made and for the budget that they had. I thought it looked pretty good. Um, but you know, I've I've seen the lowest budget crap you can think of. So so when it looks decent, it looks amazing to me pretty much. Let's see. Yeah, yeah, you froze, Patrick. Thank you. Let's see. It does have wolves in it, just not werewolf. Okay, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I haven't. I really need to see it. I know it's on Tubi. That's and it's been on my list for like years. So yeah, I really do need to watch it. All right, Patrick's working on it. He's working on it. All right. So let's see. Let's see. Don't forget to vote in the poll, everybody.
But
All right. All right. The cat is back. There you
man,
go. Let's see. Let me see. Can I kick this one off? Kick it. Let's see. All right. Now fix it. There we go. All right.
all right. So how do we do Dog Soldiers and
All right. Let's see. I'm going to end it now.
wow, my mom's a werewolf. All right. So
Yeah.
John Saxon. John Saxon's amazing. You
He,
can't
he,
go.
he really is. It's such a fun movie.
It
And
really is.
I watched it, I don't know, maybe about a year ago. A buddy of mine on one of my horror host buddies did a aired it. So I watched it and it was it was just as funny the third time I saw it. So there you go.
Okay. So my mom's a werewolf. That's just a great title too.
The Cat Returns is not a werewolf movie. You are correct. The Cat Returns is a good anime
That's right. The cat came back and took your hat.
though. There you go.
Okay. So my number 6 is a classic, of course. And I picked The Howling. That movie's just absolutely so much fun. And I know it's played for laughs, some of the laughs, but it has very much that same American Werewolf in London vibe into it. It's like it's fun up until the last 5 minutes, sort of like Van Helsing as well. It's a perfect fun popcorn movie until the last 5 minutes, and then for somehow it's just it goes off the road a little bit. But
Yeah.
Howling didn't go on the road, but the ending is it's sad. It's freaking sad.
It
Like
it yeah, it really is. And the see to me, the effects on the Howling, in my personal opinion, are just as good as American Werewolf in London.
hmm
And I'm also a bigger fan of Rob Bottin, who did the effects on The Howling. So I kind of have a bias towards The Howling personally, but
I mean, if Dee Walls is ever concerned about being typecast after E.T., The Howling broke it. You
oh
know,
yeah, definitely.
it's like, oh, we're gonna put you in all these lovey-dovey mom roles. And that really embraced her as, she could have been that. She could have been, the all-American mom after E.T., and that could have been her whole career. But when she did The Howling, it's almost like she made a conscious choice of going like, I could be mainstream or I could be horror. And it's like, and she chose horror. And it's funny, it's the one thing that you really never hear everybody call her. You never really ever hear people call Dee Wallace a screen queen. No one has ever, I've never seen anybody call her that. They've seen that she's an actress, she does some horror films, but when if you mention screen queens, you never see that title attached to her. And it's sort of weird. It's like, and I've always wondered why, because it's like other actresses about her, her level and her age, have had no problem at all being labeled as screen queens in different articles or interviews or whatnot. But Dee Wallace has never gotten that. She's always been identified as, just an actress, leading lady, so to speak. And that was always curious for me because she did Cujo, and she also did the above mentioned The Frighteners. And she was wicked in The Frighteners.
She's in a bunch of the Rob Zombie movies too.
Yeah, she became a bona fide horror icon.
Oh,
but never ever heard her identified as a screen queen, which I always thought that was interesting.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be an interesting battle because my number 6 is the Monster Squad.
Wow, that's
now okay. I know it's not a pure werewolf movie, but the werewolf in this movie is so badass. The transfer to this is my favorite transformation scene in any horror movie. Like it's awesome, and it's just like his skin is like just stretching, and it's insane, and it is super low budget. That's the great part, is that it's low budget, and they totally made it work. And I love his full look when he's full werewolf. I love it. I think it looks great. It the guy in the suit was fabulous, and I mean they literally blow him up with a stick of dynamite, and his body completely comes back together in like the coolest freaking scene. Oh, dude, it is awesome. I love it. And also the Monster Squad is one of my all-time favorite movies. So there you go.
there you go. Yeah, I really did like I really liked them both.
Yeah, they're both absolutely amazing movies.
Yeah, you definitely can't go wrong with either one.
No.
I like what I liked about The Howling. I mean, it did have some satirical message to it. How we sensationalize or desensitize to a lot of things. And I thought that the comments they made about the media were pretty much on point. And what's really funny is that that's actually probably the best role that Dennis Duggan ever did in his career before he became a director. He'd done a ton of TV, but this is like the best role that he ever had as an actor. I thought he nailed it. I thought he nailed it really well. And it was interesting to see. It was like, okay, how come no one else ever gave him that chance? Glad that he didn't, because he went on to become, like I said, a very successful director.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are two outstanding movies.
They really are. We got Mr. Dan in the house.
What's going on, Mr. Dan?
John Grease, yes, Uncle Uncle Reno in Napoleon Dynamite. Yeah.
That's it.
Yep. Yes, the uncle in Napoleon Dynamite. That's the guy that plays the werewolf in in the Monster Squad. Now there's two things that always stood out to me in Monster Squad was the Wolfman and and Duncan Reiger as Dracula.
Oh, Duncan Gregory, dude, that guy. Yeah, that's a really good actor there.
He's fan, and okay, I
Yeah.
will dare say, besides Bela Lugosi, he's the best Dracula.
And not only that,
I
but
said it.
Duncan Rieger was actually the villain, one of the villains in, I do believe, Lady Hawk, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay. Yes, he's been so long. I don't remember.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I think he was. I think it was one of the villains in Lady Hawk.
That's awesome. But yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with either one of these. Absolutely not. They're both incredible movies. If you haven't seen either one, watch them both. They're they're amazing.
Dude, then we have not picked a single sour pick right here.
No, it's we're very sorry. Well, I mean, there's plenty good.
Society, after all, you know.
Yeah, yeah, we're not gonna pick complete crap, despite my other videos.
Yeah, we're not taking you guys to dark territory. That's
No.
We'll leave that to other channels, but we're not taking you to dark territory. We're bringing you the very best of the best.
All right, so it
it's
looks
hard.
like
It's hard to vote for. Seeing people vote. It's hard.
Yep. All right, so it looks like we got the Howling at 66%.
Wow. Okay.
Awesome.
Now the Monster Squad had Andre Gower in it, right? Didn't he star in that movie too?
He did. He was the main kid in the movie. Absolutely. Yeah. Sean, I think is his name. Yep.
So, wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, The Howling is a classic, though. It really, truly is.
Yes, Sean,
okay.
the creature, or Gillman as they call him. Yes, awesome suit. They had really awesome makeup and suits in the Monster Squad.
Now,
they really did.
For my number 5 is this is a movie that wow, this is hard because this is true. So when I first saw this movie, it frustrated me. I won't lie to you. It frustrated me beyond belief. I was just like, you could see so many good things in it, but it was chopped. And, it was like, one of the best actors in it, never got to say anything in it. It was just, the story itself was great, but the execution was hard. It was made by a first-time director, and how that goes. A lot of fingers in the pie. A lot of things came up, as far as how they filmed it. They were interrupted filming it, but the story itself is amazing. It's an amazing concept, and the werewolf that they showed, the practical werewolf, they didn't necessarily show a transformation of the werewolf, but they definitely showed the creature in the costume, and that is Hunter's Moon by Michael Cassie. Now, I have my own story with that, which you guys probably heard about it, but that movie, the concept of that movie is amazing. It's one of the rare werewolf movies that actually has a outstanding ending, and not only that, but an upbeat one. And that, yeah, because the family that's portrayed in the movie, they're all werewolves, but they're crime fighting werewolves. They go around and they hunt serial killers.
Nice.
That's a badass concept, and I'm sitting there going like, that is fucking amazing. I love that idea.
That's awesome. Yeah.
It just got really. It was a great idea. It's just that the execution, it just needed more time to marinate. But man, oh man, what that movie could be. I mean, I've already talked to the director, and I asked this, I do hope that you come back and revisit this, because I absolutely loved it.
Nice.
So yeah, but when I first saw it, I did not like it. It took a little bit of time for it to grow on me, and then once I embraced it, then I was like, okay, I'll start championing it. But when I first saw it, I was not a fan, but it grew on me.
Okay, yeah, I've never seen it, but that I now want to.
It's so much fun. The concept is just outstanding. You
Yeah.
know, it's
What year did it come out?
came out in 2019, I think. 2019.
Oh, okay, so it's a newer one. Okay.
Yeah, it's a newer one, and you can get it on Lionsgate. Lionsgate put it out.
Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. Awesome. See, you're always learning about movies. See, I never even heard of that one. So there you go.
There you go. That's what we're here for. We're here to do that.
That's awesome. I love it. Well, I think everyone's heard of my number 5. So
It came out in 2019, 2019. I think that's where I got my copy at.
nice. Yeah, look, Lionsgate puts out some pretty decent stuff too sometimes.
They do. They do.
They really do. That's awesome.
They do love the horror genre. I mean, I know they put out 3 of Thomas Churchill's Amityville movies, and those Amityville movies were not bad. I know everybody, as soon as you see people see it, the Amityville name, people rolling their eyes. But I watched 2 of his movies he made, Amityville Rising and Amityville Harvest. I was impressed. I was like, okay, low budget, but you know what? It was smartly written, smartly directed, and well cast. So I know a lot of people like I said, they roll their eyes at it, but
can't ask for too much more. Yeah.
Like Hunter's Moon here. I mean, when I watched it, I was like, I was not, like I said, I mean, I was looking for something different, and it is, but I mean, I just, it wasn't until afterwards that I started, I went back and looked at it, and then I was really surprised as to how well it was received in the community. I mean, a lot of people actually saw it on here, and they loved it. And I was like, okay, I need to go back and look at it, and and I was wrong. I should have gave it a better chance. It's not the perfect movie. I'm not going to sit there and say it's perfect, but you definitely, at the end of it, you're definitely going like, I wish the hell they make a sequel. I will say that.
Oh, dude, I'm actually looking at the cast of it right now. Wow, they got some really good people in it.
Yeah.
Katrina Bowden, Jay Moore, Amanda Weiss.
Amanda Weiss was very strong in it. She she was full leading lady mode. I mean, she wasn't just a couple of scenes like normally. No, she was in it. She was in it and in it to win it. And her character was badass as hell in that movie.
Man, that's awesome. Yeah, dude, I'm definitely gonna be on the lookout for that one.
Yeah, hopefully, hopefully it'll make the tree, so a lot of people will be able to pick it up and watch it,
Yeah, hopefully.
Sort of sucks to say that. It sort of sucks to say that you sit there and say, yeah, I hope it makes the tree, but you know what? Although if it doesn't make the tree, the lack of space on shelves these days, people aren't selling it in stores, so that's probably the only chance that people are really going to get to watch it if it comes out on the tree, and so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully, that will happen.
All right. Well, my number 5 is American Werewolf in London.
Nice. You know what? You know what's really impressive about that? Is you picked it 5. You didn't pick it 1. Normally, everyone picks it at 1. I like that you picked it up 5. Now I'm really curious to see who you got for your top 4.
You're intrigued, I know.
Yes.
Now I don't hate on it. I don't. I own it. But I think it's a little bit overpraised, personally. It's a great movie. Don't get me wrong. The effects are incredible. Rick Baker's the man. All that stuff.
But it has Jenny Agutter in it.
What's that?
It has Jenny Agutter in it.
It does. It does indeed.
Perfecting. Jenny Agutter.
But yeah, it's a fantastic movie. I'm not saying don't watch it because it's freaking awesome. But
you like an American Werewolf in Paris better, right?
I actually don't hate that one.
I don't either. I don't hate it either. I thought it was fun.
And I'm actually a big Julie Delpy fan, so
me too.
Yeah, I kind of liked it. I mean, I hate to say it, but I kind of did.
Yeah, I like her a lot too. But, I like the After Sunset trilogy she did, the 2-day trilogy, 2 days in Paris, 2 days on something.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, those are great. Those are awesome. Yeah. But yeah, again, I think everyone's seen this, or
Yeah.
they at least know about it. It's not like they don't. I mean, this
What's
is one of the
American Werewolf?
quintessential.
Who's in it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But I mean, it is a quintessential werewolf movie.
Yeah.
You cannot deny that. It's just, yeah. But yeah, super fun movie. David Naughton. I mean, how can you not love David Naughton? It's just,
Right.
yeah, it's just great. Griffin Dunn. I said the makeup is nuts.
Yeah, the last 5 minutes of that movie, though, man, oh man, it's such a, it's a, it just shows really, exactly what it is with a werewolf movie. It's so hard to do a happy ending with a werewolf movie because most of the time it involves the guy has to find the person who killed him in order to save his life, and a lot of times it's not going to happen. You
Yeah,
know, and they know, that the person who got bit is going to end up dying, or be cursed with that.
yeah,
Let's see.
the backwards knees. Yeah,
Backward knees,
yeah,
horrible CGI wolves, um, actors over explaining stuff as if the audience is stupid. Yeah,
yeah. I can definitely see that. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Paris though has a weird charm about it
yeah.
to me. And like I said, I like Julie Delpy, so I was probably gonna like it anyway. you know,
But
but yeah.
you can't go wrong with Yeti Agutter though. I mean, she's fantastic.
No, she's fabulous. There's no, yeah, you can't go wrong either way, really.
No.
But yeah, I'm definitely intrigued by Hunter's Moon though. I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for that. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I mean, I was a little bit frustrated because one of the best actors that they had in the role in the movie, his character, and it wasn't until we talked to Michael, and then Michael told me, that it was really he was supposed to have an explanation of how he lost this main character lost this ability to speak. It was actually supposed to be in the story, but it got cut. And so it was like things like that. It's like, well, yeah, because you needed to explain a little bit about the backstory of the character, and you just really didn't get that. And it's just sort of affected the movie a little bit. It's like, how is it you have one of your best actors, but he can't speak? So why can't he?
Right.
Just. But you know what? He's gone to he's doing bigger and better things, and hopefully when that happens, and he'll be because it's his story, he created it. So hopefully, maybe down the line, he'll come back and revisit the concept. So that's really what I'm hoping for. It would be a perfect, honest to God, it'd be a perfect thing you see on Netflix or Amazon. You could definitely see a series based on the concept. You
Yeah.
know, so.
Yeah.
Um,
All
yeah,
right.
nobody voted for Hunter's Moon.
Somebody did. Somebody did. They got 9%.
All right. Woo.
There you go. All
All right.
right.
Thanks, Hobbs.
there you go. Hobbs is the only other person that saw it here. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, he actually did see
Maybe.
it.
Yeah, I say maybe. Maybe he is the only one that saw it. And has anyone else seen Hunter's Moon? Just out of curiosity. Yeah. Yeah. So say it in the comment if you've seen it.
He is on Amazon, also on Prime Video. So there you go.
Cool.
All right. We're rocking and rolling here.
Numero cuatro.
Number four. And I'm so happy this is on Tubi. So I got to watch it because I've been looking for a physical copy of it, and I have not found one yet. But my number 4 is The Beast Must Die.
Oh,
Calvin Lockhart.
That's a good one, actually.
That's a real good one.
Yeah, and I don't think a lot of people know that one.
Calvin Lockhart he was Denzel before Denzel.
True.
He really was. I mean, he should have been Denzel before Denzel, or even Morgan Freeman. He had such a charismatic, dynamic screen presence. Just smooth talker, handsome, debonair. All his movies are just great. He did one called The Baron with Richard Lynch, which was great. He did, Dark Side of the Sun. That he was in that.
Oh yeah, I remember that one now. Yeah,
Rod
yeah, yeah.
Taylor with Rod Taylor. So he didn't have a big role in that, but it was an important role. And that movie is sensational. That's a great movie. Um, but Calvin Lockhart should have been a huge star. I mean, a big star. But he didn't get the recognition he should have. But he did in this movie because this movie absolutely is ferocious.
And that also stars Peter Cushing too.
That's right. Peter Cushing is in this movie.
Peter Cushing, the man, the myth, the legend, Peter Cushing. I love Peter Cushing.
You can't go wrong with him.
No, he, like I said, even though he did a bunch of stinkers. I'm not gonna lie, but he was always top notch. Always gave it his all, even if it was the stupidest role. And I mean, just one of my all time favorite actors, for sure. There you go. Dan's agreeing with you. Calvin Lockhart is fantastic.
Yeah, he's definitely one of my favorite actors. If I get a chance to get any of his stuff, I always grab it. Because he's just so much. He just grabs the screen when whatever he's on screen, and whatever role he's in, he just owns it.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those actors that just has that commanding presence. I bet he was a hell of a star to watch in the theater. I bet you he was. He sort of reminds me of like a major voice of the theater. Expecting like someone like Peter O'Toole or that sort of thing. It's that kind of caliber of actor.
Mm-hmm.
Stage. But I thought this movie was a lot of fun, very ferocious, and a good mystery. You didn't know what was coming up. You immediately see Peter Cushing, and everybody in the audience is going like, "Oh yeah, it's Peter Cushing," but is it?
Right.
So I picked for my number 4, The Beast Must Die, and it's playing on Tubi now too, so you can go out there and watch.
It? Awesome.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I watched it. Yeah, I'd love to rewatch that actually. All right, so my number 4, I'm going with Stephen King's Silver Bullet. It's of course it's based on the Stephen King story, Cycle of the Werewolf, and it is a young Corey Haim, if you don't know, basically battling Gary Busey as the werewolf. I mean, Gary Busey as a werewolf. I'll say that again. Gary freaking Busey as a werewolf.
Has anybody ever met Gary Busey in person?
No. But
maybe someone in the
actually
chat.
Gary wasn't the werewolf. It was the other guy. But but Gary Busey in a werewolf movie.
Now, was this pre-accident Gary Busey or post-accident?
Pre. I'm pretty sure it's pre.
Pre.
Yeah.
Dude, Gary Busey pre-accident. I mean, I know he's a punchline to a lot of people's jokes. Because how he is today. But a lot of that people don't realize that's because he had brain damage. But you go back and look at Gary Busey's roles before that. Gary Busey was a hell of an actor.
He was.
He really was. He definitely. He would have been. He probably would have been like Philip Seymour Hoffman. I could see him he was doing the same type of roles and just absolutely owning them. Then he had an accident, and his career never was the same after that. He still was able to get work, but nothing on the same level as this.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hoff says that he's met Gary Busey. We were drunk. It was awkward. I love that.
I can imagine. But maybe I said Gary Busey is the werewolf because I don't want to tell you who the real werewolf was.
Okay.
But I'm just saying. But in case you haven't seen it.
I have not seen. I read the short story years ago. I think that I read the short story. I guess I don't know. I thought, like he said about Werewolf in London, is a little bit overrated. I've always thought that with Silver Bullet. I just felt like it was just a little overhyped. for what it was. But it's still a great movie. It's still solid. But yeah, I mean, and it does have Gary Busey in it, and he's pretty spot on. Because he could do that. What makes Gary Busey really cool is that he could do that passive aggressiveness. He could come up to you, put your arm around your shoulder, and say, "Hey, buddy," but at the same time, it feels sort of menacing when he does it.
Mm-hmm.
And this really made him somebody to watch. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Silver Bullet.
Yeah, and the thing too, Corey Haim, I freaking love Corey Haim.
Yeah,
I
I'll
mean,
say this. I've said it once. I'll say it again. Even though it'll probably get me the wrath of the Toach, but I always thought Corey Haim was the better of the two Corys as far as acting goes. He really was.
I agree 100%.
I'm not saying that to be difficult or to spark anything, but as an actor, acting wise, Corey Haim was a better actor.
I 100% agree. Absolutely.
It's a shame what happened to him.
And he also had the charisma. He had the talent. It was all there. It was all there.
It's sort of those two were almost like a junior version of if you really think about it, it's almost like a little bit like a junior version of Lewis and Martin. Like Lewis was great comedy. Feldman could do comedy. He was a funny guy to watch. But as far as drama goes, Haim was the better of the two.
Yeah,
that's just
Yeah, definitely. And it's Silver Bullet is such a great movie. There's not a ton of werewolf action in it, but the stuff that's there is good. And like I said, the performances are really, really, really good all around. And the relationship between the Corey Haim character and the Gary Busey character completely works. You could tell that there was a chemistry there.
Yeah.
And it just worked. It was just so good. If you haven't seen Silver Bullet, I do highly recommend it. I highly recommend pretty much every movie that we've mentioned so far. They're all great. I can't.
Yeah. I can't argue with a single one. I can't sit there and every movie that you picked, it's a winner to me.
Yeah. All right, so let's see what we got. We got 75% for Silver Bullet. All right. Awesome.
Yeah. All right. Yep. I know Silver Bullet's a much more well-known movie, but hopefully on Tubi and give The Beast Must Die a chance. I do think that you will be very impressed with it.
Yep.
All right. My number 3 goes back to the Universal lot. I'm picking the original Wolfman of 1941. So you got the cream is rising to the top.
Yes, indeed.
Cannot go wrong with the original. The Wolfman from 1941 is so perfect in so many ways. It's top notch. It set the table for how the werewolves movies were filmed going forward. It has so much influence on how we look at werewolves today. How could you go wrong with that?
Yeah, I mean it is, to me, that's the quintessential werewolf movie, and the one that really truly started it all. I mean, yeah, there was a couple before, but this is the one. Now everybody knows what a werewolf is because of this movie.
Right.
And
it's one of the Universal monster movies, which is, of course, table setters for what went on, afterwards,
and it was the last, really the last big Universal monster to debut.
Yeah, to stand alone.
Yeah.
What did you think, as a horror fan? What did you think about when they did the Abbott and Costello movies?
I actually like the Abbott and Costello movies. I don't, especially Meets Frankenstein. With Lon Chaney and all and Bela and all those guys.
They met every Universal monster except for the creature from the Black Lagoon.
They met the creature in a skit on their TV show.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
fun fact.
otherwise, I think that Otherwise, I think that they met every monster. Invisible Man. They met Frankenstein. They met um, Dracula. I mean, they met them all.
Yeah. So this is what number 3 you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Number 3.
I want to make sure I had my right order because I actually changed something on here.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
So let me go. That's my 2. Yeah, I want to make sure I got my numbers are right here. All right. All right. So my number 3 we've already talked about is The Howling.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
The
I
Howling.
mean, yeah. I mean, it's just a fantastic werewolf movie, and like, yeah, we've kind of said everything already. Like, the effects,
But
Dee
it's sort of
Wallace.
weird because you're looking at this going like, without the Wolfman and its success, would we even have gotten the Howling at all? You know,
Right.
and that's what's really interesting. It's like here's the door opener, and look what it allowed us to do. Because you accepted what we offered you before, and you loved it. Then now even though it's decades later, we still could go play. We could come together, we can play, and we can put out the Howling. You know, based on how people like the Wolfman. I mean, werewolves are not seen as just okay, like I mean, that's one bad thing about Godzilla movies is it seems like a lot of people once they grow out of a certain age, they sort of lose that love of what they loved about Godzilla and kaiju movies, and they look at them, because you hear people say, "Oh, the man in the suit, the man in the rubber suit." Those same people, when they were 14 or 15, were sitting at the edge of their seats, rooting for Godzilla, watching a Godzilla versus Mecha Godzilla or what have you. They were rooted into those movies, but then they feel that once they got a little older, then it was like not okay to like those movies because I'm an adult. Well, so what? So you're an adult. It's all right to love old movies like that. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And, so that's how I look at it. Here it is. You can watch The Wolfman, and you can come back and watch The Howling, and be happy for it.
Yeah. All right. Hobbs is chiming in on the two Corys debate here. There's no
Uh,
chance Corey Haim could have played Tommy Jarvis, but hey, I'm not denying that at all. I think
uh,
Corey Feldman was a hell of a Tommy Jarvis.
sure. Bye, Nanette. Thank you for coming out. I appreciate it.
Yes, thanks so much. Really appreciate it. All right, let's see. Well, yeah. I mean, they're yeah. Both Corys are great. I'm
Sure.
not gonna say they're not. They're
Oh no,
Feldman's awesome, but I just preferred Corey Haim of the two
yeah.
personally. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. It's not like one of those. I like him, but not him. It's just like I like them both, but I just thought one did. Like I don't think Corey Haim could do a comedy as probably as fine as Feldman could. But I like the dramatic aspect of it, so I
They
like Corey Haim a little bit more.
but especially separately, they kind of had a different vibe.
hmm
You
Like
know,
very much
so
like Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin. When they were together,
right.
they were, it was like it was sort of like always Jerry Lewis. But it wasn't until actually they separated that you really saw the genius of them both. You saw Jerry Lewis was a lot more to him than what he showed, and Dean Martin for sure. I mean, Dean Martin just freaking blossomed when they broke up.
Oh
He
yeah.
became an outstanding, a fun actor to watch.
Yep. All right. Well, in no surprise, the Wolfman, 100% for the Wolfman.
Wow, that's awesome. But the Howling, yeah, I should have got a little. Yeah, that's
It's just because of what it was up
you throwing
against.
it up against the best. I mean, it really is. It's the table setter. I mean, what can you
Yeah.
say?
Yeah. All right.
All right,
What's your runner up? Number
my
2.
number 2, my runner up. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I picked number 2, The Dog Soldiers.
There you go.
Um,
Awesome.
yeah, I had to go with The Dog Soldiers because I mean that movie is bonkers. It's playing on Tubi as well. Um, and I'm also buying a copy of it too as well. But I thought it was really well done, smartly acted. Gore's on point. It was it's a British horror film, and the effects were really good for a British horror film. It didn't look like a Doctor Who set. Um, that seems to be a bane of British horror. That the effects aren't always the best, and they don't age very well. But the Dog Soldiers, it kept its mojo. It's a very strong movie. It's a lot of fun to watch. Can't wait for my copy. Uh,
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
I saw it on Tubi, but it's a whole lot different than when you have it when you own it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. As you can see. Yeah.
That's that's right. So that's what I picked for my number 1 is Dog Soldiers for my number 2.
Super solid. All right, my number 2. I'm gonna throw a slight curveball because I absolutely love this movie, and I think not enough people have seen it, and that needs to be remedied. And it is also available on Tubi as we speak. And I'm not choosing the first one, which everyone probably would think I would do. I actually like the sequel better. So I'm going with Ginger Snaps 2 Unleashed.
Ah,
If you've not seen it, it is absolutely fantastic. It is this story is not about Ginger. It is actually about the sister.
right.
And she um is basically locked up, and uh she's slowly turning into a werewolf. And there's another character called Ghost, can't talk today, played by Tatiana Maslany, who is absolutely incredible. And this was the first thing I ever saw her in, and from this role I knew that she was going to blow up. And now she's done Orphan Black, and she's in all these movies now, and she's extremely talented actress. And I saw it back then. I think she was 17 or 18 when she made this movie, and she blew me away. And also,
Isn't Catherine Isabel in this as well?
she's in a couple of minutes of it, but like kind of like in flashback kind of thing. But that's the other reason why I like it. Emily Perkins, who plays the sister, is the lead in this one, and she's a much stronger actress than Catherine Isabel. And you just feel so insanely bad for this poor girl that's stuck in this institution, and it's just, oh, it's so good. And the makeup and stuff when she starts turning, and like you see her kind of halfway and stuff, and it's awesome. And it's easily my favorite of the Ginger Snaps trilogy. I do like the first one, don't get me wrong, it's a great movie, but
Yeah.
the second one to me is much stronger, and it's just so good.
Yeah, sometimes a sequel can surprise you and be better than the original. I mean, than the first movie. I mean,
Yeah.
there's been a lot of sequels that have done that. Come out there and been better than the first movie.
Yeah.
Um, and it's hard to do. It's hard to do, especially when you're doing a trilogy. If you get a trilogy,
Mm-hmm.
middle movie always struggles the most. But
Yep.
if you really go back and look at it, often or not, they're also often the best. But
Yep.
because they have because they're coming and going, people don't really give them a chance.
Right. Like,
We mentioned Michael J. Fox earlier, and like Back to the Future 2. Man, that movie is bonkers. That
it
number
is.
2 is better than the first one and the third one, and it's darker as hell too. It's
That one
way
is
heavier.
dark. Yeah.
That's way heavier than the first and the third ones. But yeah, I can see you picking the second one there.
Yeah.
Um,
It's just so good.
Catherine Isabel, I thought the world was going to be hers because she did American Mary, and
Hmm.
that's a fantastic movie.
It is.
It's as far as body horror films go, I mean, you got to put it in your top 10. Yeah. And yeah, I got a copy too. Yep, I found a copy too. I was so happy to get it.
Yeah.
But I thought I thought, you know what you said. You know, she's the Ellen Perkins is a better actress. Catherine Isabel really never got that. She never just took that next step. I mean, she's good, but she could have been great.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you just wonder, what happened. Um, I don't know. Maybe because she got stuck in the horror circle. I mean, it's the same thing that sort of happens to Danielle Harris. Danielle Harris is a much better actress than what she gets the chance to show. The problem is to show it.
Right. Right.
No one
Correct.
cast her mainstream, you know,
Mhm.
and she's always getting stuck on all these low budget horror films. The fans love her for it, but as far as her creativity goes and her talent goes, she's so much better than the movies that she's in, and she just doesn't get a chance to show it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Uh
Exactly.
oh, did someone mention the horror corner? Hey Jim, how are you? Hey John, glad you're here. We are talking werewolves. Werewolves.
All right. Let's end this one. Let's see what we got. We got Dog Soldiers in at 62%. All right. All right, that's a good one. But definitely don't sleep on on all
No,
three Ginger Snap movies are great. But two has this very special place in my heart.
I sort of like the fact the idea we talked to English and Canada. There's no U.S. there in that one.
That's
There's
true, yeah.
and in Great Britain. That's
Yep.
cool. I like that aspect of it.
Yeah.
Uh, so my number one for a lot of reasons, because it's fun. There's a ton of bad action in it, crazy bad action in it, because we love bats here on the Midnight Society. My number one werewolf movie is probably it's going to be laughed at. I already know Al is, but I love it because it's absolutely a cartoon, and I love it. It's action packed, never stops, and it actually has a lot of empathy too because it features is almost like a Universal throwback. I picked Van Helsing for my number one. I absolutely love it. I don't care what anybody else thinks. I think it's awesome. It has Frankenstein's monster. It has Van Helsing. It has the werewolf. It has Dracula. It has Dracula's bride, and it has a ton of bats.
All right.
And they're all named Al. Hey John, thanks for coming out, buddy.
I remember seeing it in the movie theater.
Me too.
And I don't know when the Vampire Brides come out, I just can't deal.
What's the prejudice against good-looking female bats?
The bad CG vampire bats, yeah.
But they were awesome. They're good-looking. They're pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, as a bat, I would think that you would appreciate that.
Yeah, maybe I need to because I haven't watched it since then. So.
Yeah, that's another.
Maybe you need to rewatch.
Oh, we had Kate Beckinsale in there. We had the three. She was sensational. Now, I will say this: I hate the last 5 minutes of that movie. The last 5 minutes of the movie is it takes it down from being like a true, just absolutely perfect popcorn movie to like, what the hell? Because that ending is sort of weak. It's like you didn't know how to end. It's sort of Stephen King type of ending. Like, yeah. I don't know how to end this. So, we'll just kill Kate Beckinsale. Like, what?
Now,
especially after all she's done and all she's gone through.
Mm-hmm. Now,
and then we're expected to believe that she died because Van Helsing fell on him in the werewolf form. It was just like, are you kidding me? I mean, that's how you're gonna get rid of her? Oh, the ending is weak. I will give you that. I'll give that. But you have David Wenham in there. He played Faramir from Lord of the Rings, and he and for 300, and he was just so goofy in this movie, but fun.
So I do remember the animated short that they did. with Van Helsing going against Jekyll and Hyde. That I kind of liked.
Yes,
That was
they actually cover that in an animated movie.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
The London assignment,
Yeah.
and they cover that. I got that, and
Yeah.
it's really good.
Yeah,
It's
that
really
one's pretty good. That one I liked.
Yeah.
But the live action one just didn't do it for me. I mean, I know people like it apparently, but it's just not my bag, I guess.
I really did. I really thought you would be excited when whenever we talk about Van Helsing, because like I said, it has a ton of bats in it and Dracula's in it, and I really liked the gentleman who played Frankenstein's monster. I thought that his performance was absolutely brilliant. Sherman, I think
I will give you that one. That yeah.
I mean, he played the best Frankenstein's monster I've ever seen. Of all the Frankenstein monsters, he caught it the best because he has so much. I mean, it was passionate and it was heart wrenching, And then when Hugh Jackman's behind the bars and he says, "I will find you, I will save you," and you could really feel that. It was like, it was sort of like a weird moment. It's like you're watching two films. You're watching popcorn, but then you're watching a true dramatics. Some dramatic, moments in there, and some really, some emotional moments. It was just like you're just not really expecting to get that in a popcorn movie like this. And I think it just added a lot it added some depth to it for me.
Okay, all right. I see that. Well, I will now reveal my number one. And it is the original Wolfman. I mean, that's
yeah.
You cannot beat Lon Chaney Jr. as the Wolfman.
No,
like
it is a table setter. I mean, there's not. I mean, even the first one, the Werewolf in 1913, and they thought of it enough. They thought of it enough, even though the story itself changed, but they still thought of it enough that they came back to do the Wolfman again, which is really cool, I thought. And then they toned the story up, they firmed it up, and then they came out with the origins. And it really was a table setter. I mean, it's a game changer. We talk about certain movies, like changing a certain genre, like Psycho with the slasher movies, or Night of the Living Dead with zombies or whatnot. Yeah. And I do believe the Wolfman was a table setter for, on the same level per se as as Frankenstein's monster. In fact, I dare say that the Wolfman was more influential because you could do more with him,
right?
Than Frankenstein's monster, because the Frankenstein monster, he's dead. He's dead. That's all he is. He's dead and he's lumbering. But the Wolfman could be anybody. Yeah. He could be you. He could be me. He could be, he could be Casey. I mean, you just never know because you don't know who got bit.
Right.
And that's really what's cool about it.
Right. And I mean, yeah. It's when I think werewolf, this is my first thought every single time. So I mean,
sometimes I'll get up and I'll think about that, and I think Hugh Jackman, but that's just me.
there you go. No. Oh, my mom's happy because that is also her favorite.
See, the werewolf. Yeah, werewolf. And werewolf, yeah, from Star Trek.
And then also shout out to the Werewolves on What We Do in the Shadows, and if anyone watches What We Do in the Shadows, amazing show. Yeah.
So yeah, that's our werewolves. I really had fun with this.
All right, so let's see. All right, Wolfman 62%, dude. You got some love for Van Helsing.
Yeah, how about that? A lot of people.
There we go. How about
Well,
that?
I think as much as badass the Wolfman was, Van Helsing still had one thing that the Wolfman will never have: Kate Beckinsale. I mean, let's just be honest with you, and the bride.
What did you think of the Anthony Hopkins Wolfman?
I have that. I have not watched it yet.
Okay, let me
But
know what you think.
I,
I
I know that Benicio del Toro's in it. I loved watching him, and it'll be interesting to watch Anthony Hopkins turn into a wolf. It's gonna be like, okay,
I'm a big Benicio del Toro fan. He's completely miscast in this movie.
hmm,
Completely, in my
wow.
opinion. And it just there were some things that worked, but to me most of it didn't.
How did Anthony Hopkins do?
I mean he's Anthony Hopkins. He's always incredible. But the script I think needed some work. And like I said, I think Benicio, for the gigantic part he had, was completely miscast. Kind of like Keanu Reeves in Bram Stoker's Dracula. He's just miscast, and it just didn't work. Sorry, Vanessa. I know Vanessa's a big Keanu fan.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
But yeah,
Um,
I'm you know.
who
So
thinks
yeah,
about Hugh Jackman for anything? Oh my gosh, look at that! I thought your wife doesn't like Hugh Jackman.
I like Hugh Jackman.
I mean, he
And
sounds like Dr. Cox from
he's
Scrubs.
a I mean he's a perfect Logan. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's a perfect Logan. He's
it really
perfect
is.
P.T. Barnum.
You
Yeah.
know, I actually liked him as Barnum too. Yeah.
The when he thinks Jim says when he thinks of Wolfman, he thinks of Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
Uh, mhm. uh,
There
I
you
love
go.
him, but I would have chosen Oldman too. Yeah. Uh,
The Gary Oldman was a great Dracula.
oh my gosh, Hugh Jackman made a great Wolfman. That final fight between him and Dracula and Van Helsing, so much fun. And Steven Summers did that, and he's the same director that did The Mummy, the first two Mummy movies. I mean,
Yeah.
he knows his way around action, and the Scorpion King.
Yeah.
He knows his way around action, so that really helped out too.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. And then Frankenstein meets the Wolfman is good one, a great one too.
Of course, of course. And they have a lot of those. They have a lot of the verses. Like especially some of the Mexican cinema. They have their masked wrestlers, luchadors.
Yes. Yep.
The creatures. I've
Yep.
seen the title of some of those. I really actually never sat down and watched one. I'm
Some of
sure.
them are fun. Some of them are fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm excited. Not only am I excited for this show, but I'm excited for next week because next week, tell the people next week where you taking us to.
Next week, oh God, what country is it from? I can't remember what country it's from.
I think it's from here.
Huh?
I think it's from here.
I think it might be. Yeah, it's been a while since I've watched it. I'm definitely gonna do a rewatch because I need to take notes. But we are gonna watch Series 7, The Contenders, which is available on YouTube right now for free. In fact, let me find it. I'll drop the link in the description.
Now, are we going to be watching this together? Are we going to do a watch along, or are we going to do a dive?
No, we're gonna do a dive because it is copyrighted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But it is absolutely amazing movie.
Yes.
Both of us have seen it before, and when I'm actually the one that brought it up, and Patrick was like, "Yes, we need to do that one."
I dare say, and I said it before. I think Contenders Series 7, The Contenders blows the Running Man out of the water, blows it out of the water.
Yeah. Oh, easy.
Without a doubt. I mean, it's a sensational movie, criminally underrated, sensational movie. You guys will be blown away by watching that one. It's awesome.
Yeah,
And
definitely watch it, y'all, because it's y'all are gonna have a lot to say about this movie.
yeah, it's bonkers.
So are we. So it's gonna I think it's gonna blow some people away, honestly.
And we're not saying that either, but to a hyperbole about the Running Man. because just I'll be honest with you, between you and me, it's not anything is better than Running Man. But I really do like this movie quite a bit. It's sensational. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Uh,
It blew me away when I saw it.
let's do a movie. Let's do a movie ourselves. The Cat, the Bat, and the Chat.
I love it. I love it, T Betty. I love it. I love it. I mean, that's yeah. All right. So you were taking a break in August, correct?
Except for Sundays. I will be here. We're doing the Midnight Society. This is the only show I will actually be doing in August. I will not be doing 8 Questions with. I will be uploading a movie review every week because I got to keep the channel going. You don't want to ever go cold turkey when you leave a channel because that'll be hard as hell to get going, get your subs going back. Everybody's told me, so I will be doing at least one upload every week. But as far as and I'll be catching up on my comments and catch up on my videos, but I won't be doing any live streams or at that. I'm not gonna be.
You need a break. It's
I do.
You've been going hard for a long time. So yeah.
I'm absolutely burnt out. I'm gonna be glad just to just to sit back and relax, see what other people are gonna be see what they're creating. But I'm not even sure if I'm even going to be involved in anything. I mean, as far as live streams or anything, I just truly might just. Well, after that shit I got today, sitting down on my downstairs, I might not have any time at all to come on to do. Yeah, I gotta go through that entire tote.
Yeah,
it's like a 50-pound tote of shit.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's in it.
Let me know what kind of stuff you got in there. I'm very interested to know.
I hope there's some IFC movies that I don't have, so I'm really hoping for. No, I'm going to be here for the Midnight Society. Next week's show will be on Alice channel. Next week, the week after that, we are starting the Fulci trilogy.
Yes,
we got to talk about that before we go, so you guys can know this. We'll be covering the Gates of Hell trilogy. Yes. We're starting off on Al's channel. That will start off on the 14th of August. Al will be covering the Gates of Hell. Man, you're so lucky.
AKA City of the Living Dead.
City of the Living Dead, starring Christopher George, Katrina McCall. In fact, Katrina McCall stars in all three of the trilogy, just in different roles. On the 21st of August, it's The Beyond, and that will be on my channel. I will be hosting The Beyond. I'm really happy about that, honestly. Of all 3 movies, as much as I like Christopher George, I'm glad I got The Beyond because The Beyond has one of the weirdest endings ever in a horror movie.
Yes.
Some people say it's Fulci's best movie.
I've actually heard some people say that. Yeah.
I don't know about that, but I know definitely when I watched it, and the ending is just bonkers. It's just bonkers.
Well, I have a special spot for this one in my heart because it's filmed near me. So.
That's right. But you get to have the last laugh because you're doing The House by the Cemetery.
The House by the Cemetery. Yes.
Yeah.
So that should be a lot of fun. I love Fulci, and especially that trilogy is one of my absolute favorites. So.
See, Cheetah, unbending. Oh my Lord! Yeah, you're not kidding. You're not kidding. Do an unboxing. Well, you have to wait for September for it. If I was going to do that,
yeah,
I was going to do a live unboxing. I would have to wait. You have to wait till September. But welcome back, Jim. Welcome back.
And by the way, the first 2 of the trilogy is on Tubi. So City of the Living Dead and The Beyond are both streaming on Tubi right now.
And then didn't you say House by the Cemetery is on Tube, right?
House of the Cemetery is usually on YouTube,
yeah. So that's what we're doing in August. So the 14th to 21st to 28th. And then then when we get into the trilogy, the Fulci trilogy, we'll tell you what we got coming up in September, because we got some surprises in September for you guys. You guys will really be surprised, especially the back half of the month. Yeah, I can't wait for that, man. That's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a lot of fun with that. Yeah. I don't think anybody's gonna be. I think people are gonna be quite surprised. All right. What do you got going on your channel before we get out of here?
All right. So for the month of August, I'm also taking a sort of a slight break.
What?
I'm not going to be doing too much content. However, this Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, I have a huge interview with the cast and crew of the B Zone, the B Zone Roku channel. I have 7 people joining us, and yeah, it's going to be a very good time. These people are all incredible. They are all horror hosts, and also the man that runs the station itself. They'll all be here, and it's going to be a great time. We're going to talk about the channel, talk about all the different shows that they host and whatnot, and it's going to be a blast. And I really hope you all join me Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. It's going to be real fun. And then I do have another Tubi Tuesday plan. It's not going to be this week though. It'll probably air the week after. And then other than that, I don't really have too much planned for August except for Midnight Society. So I may throw in something here and there. We'll see. But like I said, if so, it'll be one thing a week. And that's about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still doing the Tubi Tuesday. I'll be doing A Man Called Hawk.
Yes.
Tubi Tuesday. And then I will be doing Dollar Tree Theater, which I will probably be doing that later on tonight. I'll be posting that up for as I watched it and am going to review Attack of the Killer Donuts, which I absolutely loved. I thought that movie was so much fun. Really liked the Attack of the Donuts, Killer Donuts. Otherwise, that, like I said, I'm doing the Tubi Tuesday, A Man Called Hawk, and that will take us until the end of August. Yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be I need a break. I really truly do.
Bones, I'll send you the link in a little bit.
Let's see.
But yeah.
Okay. All right. That's it for us. I'll let you go ahead and take us out, sir.
That is it. So remember to stay spooky and watch the Midnight Society.
That's right.
All right. Peace out, y'all.